Hey guys, welcome. My name is Laurie. I'm a tarot reader and astrologer, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not, guess what? This is a little different than what I've done before. This is not a pick a card. We are doing by astrological sign. So you're gonna have a tarot message based on either your sun sign or your ascending, whichever one you identify with, or if you want to watch both, do it. And I will be having those messages for you in order. So we're going to be starting with Aries, and you're going to find in the description box below the timestamps, so you can skip ahead to the one that is related to you, or if you're nosy and want to know what's going on with your partner, your friends, someone else, you can also see their tarot message as well and skip ahead. So before we get started, please subscribe, turn on your notifications to get more from me, like, and please comment. Let me know what your sign was, what came up for your message, and let's have a conversation. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to go with Aries. All right, Aries people, let's see what message is showing up for you today. So we have the Hierophant, we have Five of Coins, Pentacles, and we have Knight of Cups. So Aries, your message is to be looking at what it is that you know to be part of your belief system, or what's true to you, or what feels right, especially when it comes to your tradition, your values, and your principles. So make sure that you are honoring what that is, because you might find yourself almost like segregated from the group, or feel like you're outside of the group for some reason, and you're not. You might feel like it maybe because you don't hold those same traditional values and principles as the people around you do, but you're doing it in your own way. This is a little bit unique, kind of like going to the beat of your own drum at your own pace in the way that you need to. So honor that and be okay with that, because the Knight of Cups is indicating that you're doing a service to yourself. This is not a disservice to yourself. This is a service to yourself by honoring what your emotional needs are, maybe how to be able to fill up your cup and make sure that you feel good about where it is that you're at. So if you're kind of teetering between like, I'm going outside of something that would typically feel traditional to my family, to my friends, to society, and yet you are kind of on that teetering spot of like, am I going to be accepted or not? Am I going to be okay or not? This is indicating that you very much can be. Don't get caught up in the results of what other people need to know or expect of you, because you can redefine what tradition means to you. You can redefine what your principles and values are and be able to develop your own honor system. Do that from a place that's going to be, again, honoring to you and fill up that emotional body, or make that emotional cup feel good. Feel like it's you. So this is permission to walk the walk that you need to walk, and make sure your talk matches it too. That is your message for today, Aries. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Share with somebody that you think could find value in this. And we're going on to the next one. Bye, guys. Oh, hello, Taurus. Welcome. All right, let's see what tarot message is showing up for you today. So we have Six of Coins, Pentacles. We have, what's this guy? Queen of Wands. And who's this lady? Nine of Swords. Okay, so Taurus, your message is that there's a lot of things around you that can be very abundant, and to understand what that is to be able to give. So if you can be in service to others, or be in service in a way that is giving some of what you have extra of, please do that. This does not necessarily always mean money. Like, coins are not always money, but it can be your energy, it can be your time, it could be your resources. How do you utilize your resources and be willing to give it to others, or be able to share it with others? Because the Queen of Wands means that there is something about it that's going to have you feel better about yourself. That reciprocal cycle can be confidence boosting and also have you feel like you're doing something purposeful in the world. You are contributing to something bigger, or you're doing something with your gifts or the abundance that you have. So be willing to share that abundance with others, because the resulting card is Nine of Swords, which just indicates that by doing that, you might be tackling some of the underlying beliefs of, I'm not good enough, I shouldn't be doing this. Think of like the little devil on your shoulder that tells you all those nasty little things, or that negative self-talk that shows up. This can be combated by doing the things that is outreaching or in service to others. Be giving from a cup that is full, that you feel like you can be generous, because that in turn is going to have you feel better and also start to mitigate or fight back on those negative self-talks or voice, that horrible chatter that shows up, and be able to show you in fact, and like almost like in proof, kind of like, I'm a good person because, or I am valuable because, or I am enough because. You are inherently already those things, but sometimes we need something externally to show us that we are. And this can be your opportunity to see that you are all the good things, or you are all the things that can have you feel good, especially when it comes to your self-esteem. So be out there, do good things, share what you can, And as always, it's a pleasure to do this reading. So please subscribe, comment, like, share with somebody that you think could find value. And we're going on to the next sign. Bye, guys. Oh, hello, Gemini. We meet again. So let's see what tarot message is showing up for you. All right. We have King of Wands. We have Five of Cups. And we have Six of Wands. All right. Gemini. There's some things that are going to be showing up that might put your fire out. You might feel like, oh, I was on top of the world, and then all of a sudden this hit, and I don't know what to do about it. Well, don't let the thing that might be either hurtful, grief-inducing, or disheartening, or might kind of bring you to a place questioning your confidence, what you're doing, or what you're up to. Because whatever that thing is actually meant to illuminate some of the areas where you may have some weaknesses, and also highlight some of your strengths. So almost how you can get out of it, the strong part or the strength part. And the weakness, how can I adjust this so that when this stuff occurs again, in some way, shape, or form, if it is like I'm gonna assume that maybe it's like a job loss or a relationship falling apart or a deal that you were expecting to happen in reference to maybe investment or something like that. Something falls apart in a way that really has you shattered by the whole circumstance. Your confidence is thrown down the drain. Do not let that be the thing that has you go down the drain. Don't go down the drain, because you're being reminded that you can succeed. Six of Wands is here. You can succeed on the other end if you are attuned and aware. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? How can I not allow this to happen again? And because the Five of Cups is a form of grieving, it's also recognizing and looking at what could have been different. What could I have done? How could I have said something? How could I have operated differently? And then where can I go from there? Allow yourself to go through the stages of grieving. Be angry, be in denial, be all the things. And don't get stuck in it. Go through the process. Circle up, complete the circle, and get out. Go towards the other stuff. Don't let your confidence or who you know yourself to be pushed down, because there's so much more available to you even when this stuff happens. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're very disheartened, like your confidence has been shattered, or your ability to really see yourself as a go-getter, someone who has energy, a mastery, can just like push through whatever. This is just an obstacle. It's just a challenge, and you can get out of it, as you have many other times. You are resilient. Keep that in mind. That is your message for today. Please subscribe, comment below what showed up for you, like, share with somebody if you think they'd find value in this. And we are going on to the next sign. Bye, guys. Hi, Cancer. Welcome. All right, so let's see what tarot message is showing up for you today. We have Five of Swords. Oop, losing the card. Four of Wands and Two of Coins or Pentacles. All right, so your message here is to not get so caught up in whether you are going to win or not, or if you are going to lose or not. I say that because with Five of Swords being at the beginning and then Four of Wands right next to it, it instantly reminds me of, if I'm not going to win, I don't want to play. If I'm scared of failure, if I'm going to fail, I don't want to play. You don't have to be number one, and you could still play the game, and if there's failure, that's okay. It's okay to experience what it may feel like to have rejection, to fail, to be defeated, to not get the thing that you wanted. Doesn't mean that you can't go and try for it, because the result is, if you continue to put in the same effort, if you're willing to put yourself out there in a way to try to do your best, to do the thing that you need to, you can have great results. Four of Wands and Two of Pentacles is indicating that you get to blend what it is that you know about winning and losing, and how do you attach both of those things to you? Do you take it personal? Does it become part of your identity? And does it keep you back from doing the things that you need to do? So I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you to take on the thing that you might be scared of because you don't think you're good enough, or you don't think it's possible, or you don't think that you're going to be the best. Do it anyways. Do it anyways. What's going to happen if you don't? Nothing. There's likely to not be a result. I mean, if you don't try, you can't win or fail. But how boring is that? There's opportunity here for you to grow out of that and to be able to see the balance of what can happen when you do apply yourself, learn from the lessons, whether it is a win or a loss or an in-betweener. Like if it's neutral, if you're not the best, but you did good enough, that's okay. Understand that things do not have to be black and white. They do not have to be if, or and, or I can't remember what that saying is. All I'm saying is that It doesn't have to be black or white. It can be more than that. There can be gray area, and there can be a spectrum of gray area. That's the beauty of it. You can do the things and still come out in a way that you feel is on top. Maybe not to others, but for you. And if you hold yourself to a high standard, you might need to use someone else's scale. That way you can at least be okay with where you land. So, challenge. Go for the thing. Do the thing. Comment below, what's the area that came to mind for you where you're too scared of loss, or you're too scared that you're not going to be number one, like you're just not going to get out on top. And I'd love to hear from you. So, subscribe if you haven't, like, comment, share with somebody if you think they find value in this. And we're moving on to the next sign. Bye, guys. Hello, my Leos. All right, let's see what message is showing up for you guys today. So yours, Queen of Wands, yes, the Fool, and Eight of Wands. Well, Wands are fire energy and you are fire, so there's some things working here. Okay, so your message is to be doing the thing. This is a very go for it, and go for it a little bit without thinking too much, because Eight of Wands is kind of running into the fire and not really having a plan, and the Fool is running into the fire and not having a plan. And you get to do it from a place of, I'm going to still do the thing. So Queen of Wands is exhibiting confidence, making sure that you are going for it in a way that is action-based, or that you are coming from a place that you truly believe and trust that you can make it happen. So you get to push forward in the things that you are uncertain about, and do it from, I'm going to do it because I want to see what results are going to show up. So don't have the fear kind of hold you back, or the questioning of what the things are. Don't let fear come into this, because ultimately this is kind of being fear blind. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm going to say that it's a word. It's being blind to what fear is and just going for it. Go for it, see what happens, because the Fool being in the middle of this reading is indicating that that adventure, that journey, that thing that you take on that is maybe a little crazy to everybody else, or doesn't make sense with what you're doing right now in life, can actually be a beautiful catalyst or kickstart to what it is that you do next, especially with Eight of Wands here. This is telling you to like, just go. Go, go, go. Even if there's naysayers, even if finances aren't lining up, even if things are just not in place the way that a practical or logical person would have it. You have the energy and the motivation, the determination. Go for it. Do it while you can. So that's your message for today, Leo. Please comment below what showed up for you. Subscribe if you haven't. Like, share with a friend if you think they'd find value in this. And as always, it is a pleasure to do this reading. We are moving on to the next sign. Bye, guys. Hey, Virgo. Welcome. All right, let's see what message is showing up for you. So we have Three of Coins or Pentacles, Page of Swords, and Nine of Cups. So your message is reminding you to be looking at what kind of support system that you have in place and utilizing their gifts, especially when it comes to maybe ideas or picking their brain, or even allowing someone to be a listener for you as you decipher your own ideas, like having a soundboard in place, because it looks like there's a lot of things that you have that you want to express and do with, but you need somebody either like-minded or at least willing to listen to you in order to kind of get that out. It's not going to happen with you just putting it on paper and kind of like doing like a brainstorming session with yourself. It's as if like you need to speak it out. You need to talk about what those ideas are, the creation that you want to see happen, what the kind of the intellectual side of yourself is like coming up with, because that's where you're going to get to the juicy bits. So versus being a pen to paper, and because you guys are Virgo, I immediately think like Excel. Don't use Excel. Let's remove Excel. Actually speak it and go to someone that you trust to give you appropriate feedback, or at least be somebody who can listen from a safe space, a quiet space, an open space that's going to let you say your thing without questioning or judging, and allow you kind of to do the thought process and the breaking down of what those ideas are in real time, because that's where you're going to get to the nuggets of stuff. By doing that, Nine of Cups is here at the end. It means that you're going to find yourself in a place where you're going to start to put things together. It's almost as if like by seeing it on paper or somewhere in a tangible way, it's not adding up. But when you start to verbally express it, it's as if like you can catch what it is and start piecing it together. So use this part, use the idea generator that's here and let it come out through here, and have somebody be that soundboard for you. And if it's, kind of using someone else's intelligence or their idea of something or what they've done, you can do that too. It's asking maybe like a mentor, somebody that you trust, that's maybe done the same thing or has been involved in something to just at least have something to bounce off of or be able to validate or be able to add something to the conversation. It's just going to result in something really great and have you feel good about the ideas that you're generating, what you're trying to create, and where you want to see it going. So that is your message for today. Please subscribe, share with somebody that you think would find value, like, comment below what showed up. And as always, it is a pleasure to do this reading for you. We are moving on to the next sign. Bye, guys. Hey, Libra, welcome. All right, let's see what message is showing up for you. So we have Page of Wands. We have Two of Coins or Pentacles. And I don't know what this guy is, but Seven of Cups. All right, so Libra, your message is to not be toying back and forth with the possibilities of what you have available to you and what you need to do. So this is asking you to not sit at the fork in the road and be weighing all the options constantly, especially when it comes to if I should or if I shouldn't. This is more around like, look at the choices available to you. Make sure that you are aware of the benefits, what you would be getting, and also what's not going to work or some of the things that you might lose on. And make sure that the choice that you're making is the best of what you have available, not continuing to look for more or waiting for something else to show up. Because if you do that, you're going to lose out on the momentum and traction that you have available to you, especially when it comes to wanting to change to the next level or trying to move, trying to get somewhere. If you find yourself kind of stuck and you're like, I don't know what I want to do, and I keep kind of teetering between the things, get off the teeter-totter. Look at what's available to you right now. Stop looking for the best choice or the most optimal thing, because you're always going to find something better. You're always going to find something worse. There's going to be other opportunities. But for right now, to get you out of this cycle, you need to be able to choose and move. And the movement with the wand showing up here is telling you that right now is an opportune time for you to take action and actually do something with the choice that you have. So don't be sitting in indecision. Don't get stuck in the fork in the road. And the overwhelm of having too many choices and decisions is real. Don't get paralyzed by it. Because if you become paralyzed, you're going to lose that opportunity for action, to do something, to make something of it. You have this time right now that's showing up as optimal. So make the choice, do the thing, get some results. So that is your message for today. Comment below what showed up, subscribe, like, share with somebody you think would find value in this. And as always, it's a pleasure to do this reading. We're moving on to the next sign. Bye, guys. Hey, Scorpio, welcome. All right, let's see what message is showing up for you today. So we have the Moon, we have Two of Wands, and what's this guy? Okay, we have King of Wands. So your message is to be looking at the underlayer, the subconscious, the beneathness of what's been happening and what's been showing up for you in reference to your long-term goals. Where are you stuck right now? Where are you not able to see past what's present, maybe even the past? And why is it that the things that are preventing you from moving forward maybe have to do with what has happened in the past? So look at patterns. What patterns have been showing up for you in reference to when you have taken action? Have you failed? Have you fallen apart? Has someone let you down? What's happened around that? And try to work through that so that you aren't self-sabotaging or preventing yourself from being able to do the long-term visions or the long-term goals. Because Two of Wands is indicating here that there's something you need to be thinking bigger about, but there's a blockage here with the Moon. It means that there's still some stuff that gets to be illuminated or recognized for what it is, so that you can be your best self or kind of have the best mindset to be able to transition forward. Now, your final card is King of Wands, and if you can do that, you're going to find yourself almost like with endless momentum or a lot of energy, determination, motivation, the ambition to take it on. But you have to be able to figure out what's the thing that keeps you kind of stuck. What's the thing that maybe keeps you too present? Like, I just want to be comfortable. I don't want to think about the future. I don't want to think about it. Or maybe even in the past where all you do is think about what was, what existed, what there was, the wasness of stuff. I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I'm saying? Like what existed. And if what existed didn't work, why are you letting it affect what's going to happen in the future? You know, in the present with complacency, if that's where you're at right now, where you're kind of like, well, I'm just still doing the same thing in a circle. You can't plan forward future planning stuff. You can't think in the future. Excuse me. That's what I'm trying to say. Or plan for the future if you're not doing anything today to start the momentum towards it. So your challenge is to look at what it is that you consider to be self-sabotaging behavior that prevents you, stuff from the past or your present that is keeping you stagnant and keeping you from going towards the bigger goals or trying to attain them or reach them or even think about them. And start that process, because what you're going to see on the other end is if you start to handle those things, you are going to get then that switch turned or kind of flipped up. And that's where you're going to see the ambition, the motivation, the determination to be able to push forward towards the things that you originally were wanting. You just didn't know were possible. So that is your message for today. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome. So let's do your tarot message. All right. So yours is 5 of Cups. We have 9 of Wands, and we have the Sun. Okay. So Sagittarius, if you have been down and out, my friend, or feeling like there's just some really low vibrating feelings, like think anxiety, depression, feeling very low, apathetic, just not feeling like yourself. There is something that is blocking that, and you can get past that. Part of it is going to be understanding your energy balance, how it is that you are using your time and your energy, and to not overdo it, because burnout is real, overwhelm is real, and you might be getting to a place of desperation where, like, if you are in a certain type of job, you're doing the same thing, you feel overworked, you're dissatisfied, you don't like where you're at. That is going to lead to you either falling out of it, so like leaving, quitting, falling apart, or mentally going lower, like kind of even going down more the rabbit hole. What the challenge is here is to find balance in how it is that you are using your energy and your time. Make sure that you aren't overdoing it in one area, and that you are stepping back enough to be able to reset, that you can take time for you and do the things that feel good to you. Because the Sun showing up here is you're not having enough fun. You're not doing the things that are joyful or pleasurable, or, you know, just the yummy stuff, the stuff that feels good, and you get to. So look at the areas in your life right now that have you feel extremely overburdened and possibly be bringing down your mental state, or be having you feel like this is just not for you. Almost like a hopelessness, I would say, especially with the 5 of Cups being here. I feel like this is very hopeless. You don't have to be hopeless. You don't have to be stuck in that, but it's readjusting and recalibrating how it is that you are using your energy and where it is that you're putting your time, and making sure that you have enough for yourself. So you're doing the things that are fun and pleasurable. I almost think of that, what's that saying? Work hard, play hard, but like the opposite. It's like work some, but play hard. Like let's bring it to a place where you are doing more of the stuff that you enjoy, that's going to bring you happiness, and that's going to up that mental state, that is going to bring you from the 5 of Cups type feeling, which would be hopeless or lower vibrating, to a place that is high vibrational, that feels significantly better, that has you feel hopeful, excited, positive, like looking towards and forward to something. So that is your message for today, Sag. Please subscribe, comment below what showed up for you, share with somebody that you think would enjoy this message. And as always, it is a pleasure. We're moving on to the next sign. Bye, guys. Hello, my Capricorns. Hope you're doing well. Let's see what message is showing up for you today. All right, so we have the Chariot, we have the High Priestess, and the Moon. We have 3 major arcanas. So when I'm looking at this, I immediately think that there are some areas that you have some pretty big goals. You have some big ideas for yourself that you want to see happen. And there might be something stopping you from really going towards it. I would say that you get to really trust your intuition on what's showing up in reference to what the goals are, and trust yourself on what it is that you are able and capable of doing. So what I'm saying is there's a track record with how you've operated before, whether it's, putting in the amount of time and effort, making sure your work ethic is solid, making sure that you are kind of the reliable, practical, predictable person. And so you have those things to reach into and be like, here's evidence of all the things that I've done before. So you get to reach back into that in those moments where you don't feel like you have that. You get to show yourself evidence that I have done that before. I am capable of doing it. And these are my credentials. This is my resume. This is what I've done. And you get to reach back into that when it comes to the things that you want to be moving forward and towards, especially when it comes to big goals. If you have a business idea or you have something that seems like it's going to be kickstarting something new, trust yourself on the direction you are going. Obviously, do your due diligence. Don't just jump into something because it sounds like a great idea. I feel like most Capricorns wouldn't do that. They're gonna do their due diligence, but make sure that as you are doing it, you feel good about the decision that you're making. High Priestess here is telling you to trust your gut. Make sure that you are checking in with your physical response, even though logically it sounds like a great idea. Make sure that you feel right about what it is that's happening. Come in tune with you, because your body is also going to tell you it's a yes or it's a no, or you need more information. The neutral, like ask more questions, figure more things out. So whatever the stuff is that you're going to be working towards or going towards, make sure that you are aware that it is possible for you. You already have the tools available. Remember the resume I was talking about over here. You have the stuff available to access. Remind yourself you have done it, you will do it, and you're very capable of doing it. Don't second guess yourself, because the moon here means that you might be looking back on failures or areas where you didn't do so well, and use that as kind of like evidence. Kind of like, well, I didn't do this one thing right. What about the 10 things you did amazingly? I mean, just saying. So, Capricorn, do the thing, trust your gut, and use your evidence, the positive evidence, to support you as you're going along through the journey. That is your message for today. Hey Aquarius, welcome. All right, so let's see what message is showing up for you today. So we have the Hermit, we have Two of Swords, and we have King of Swords. All right, Aquarius. So, as awesome as it might be to be a Lone Ranger at times, there's also opportunity for you to really connect with others that are like-minded or that match you kind of like on that intellectual level. And so you're being reminded that you get to balance how it is that you use your alone time and how it is that you congregate or associate or communicate or connect with others, because it's really important to have that social piece. It looks like here, like you do a really good job of balancing the two, but the reminder here is to not get stuck and sucked into one, especially if you feel isolated or like you're not a part of, or people don't understand you or people don't get you. So you just like, I'm just going to stay at home. I'm just not going to go hang out with people. I'm just going to do my thing. Still put yourself out there. Just do the thing. Like, be okay with, there's going to be some people that get you. There's going to be people that don't. There's going to be people that like you. There's going to be people that don't. And guess what? The people that don't, you're not for them. It's a blessing in disguise to have them move on to the next thing, because you don't want people in your space that are either going to be critical, judging, or not supportive of what you're up to. So surround yourself with people that are meeting you where you're at. Intellectually, you would consider like maybe your tribe, or people you could have very similar conversations with. Go deep, go wild. Immediately when I see like the King of Swords, I think of someone who has the mental capacity to be able to explore different ideas and like debate. So talk about very strong topics, or topics that would be considered odd or different or not the status quo. Especially with Aquarians, I would assume that it's probably not status quo anyways. So be putting yourself in situations where you have those kinds of people you can talk to. Small talk is an absolute no. Please don't do small talk. You're gonna hate your life. Don't do that. Don't even bother with it. Walk up to somebody and be like, did you hear about that one conspiracy? Like, just go all in. Go all in. Stop with the How Are the Kids. But don't isolate yourself, please. Like, there's moments and times where being alone and reflecting and contemplating are great. And this is indicating you get to balance the two and not lean more towards one or the other. And it seems like you may be leaning more towards the isolation part when it comes to the regular. So add in more people time, add more connection. That is your message for today. So please comment below what showed up for you, subscribe, like, share with somebody you think would find value in this. And we're moving on to the last group, Pisces. Bye guys. Hey Pisces, thank you for waiting. I know you're last, but you're not least. It's just the roll of the dice, right? All right, so your message is Wheel of Fortune. We have Temperance, and we have the World. 3 major arcana cards, screaming that you got this going on. Out of all the readings that I did today, you guys are the lucky ones. There's some good stuff showing up here. So consider it jackpot. Obviously, Wheel of Fortune is your good luck card, good luck charm, and you're being reminded to not only rely on good luck or really good things happening or miracles kind of coming your way, you also get to make sure that you are being intentional about what it is that you're putting kind of the energy into. Because with the world here, this means that things end and they come to completion with the opportunity to then kind of reinvent itself and keep going. And what that is that you have opportunities right now where you're like, okay, like I did the thing, maybe you got a raise, maybe your relationship is, taking a great turn, like upwards. Maybe you've met somebody that is kind of feeling really good. There's a lot of like good, yummy, good stuff happening. You're being reminded that to take that and run with it in a good way. Run in the direction of, I want to see this grow. I want to see things happen. This doesn't have to be just like this. So we're not going to stay at this finish line. How about we go to the next finish line? And so that's your reminder today, or kind of your message, is to be taking what it is that you have got in your space in the form of miracles or success or good luck, and be using that towards what are the next things that I want to be creating, especially with Temperance here. This is balancing that you have good luck, yes, but you also have the ability to choose, create, and do something with. So don't only rely on maybe what spirit guides provide to you or what shows up in your space as a coincidence or a synchronicity. Also be choosing, making intentional choices about what the next steps are. You have a really great set of cards here that just indicating that if you do the things that you need to do, you're going to see really great results. You're going to see longevity. You're going to see success happening, or completion happening, or achievement, or acceptance. All the great stuff that you would want to see happen, especially after you get the Wheel of Fortune. So it's not losing all the riches. It's what do I do with the riches to compound? How can I make it better, bigger, do it? So that is your message for today, Pisces. Please subscribe, comment below what showed up for you. Share with a friend if you think that they would find value in this. And it was a pleasure to do this reading for you. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.